What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. As you can see, we're in the new digs tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And we're feeling it. We hope you guys enjoy the new studio. It's certainly more comfortable for us.
Oh, yeah.
Selfishly.
Yes.
But the movie in question is Tarantino's 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm Jeremy Miller.
Michael Harness.
Max Gabber.
Cassidy Doherty.
And this is Flicks and Six. All right, everybody, we're here to talk about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, the first bit is going to be our spoiler-free take on the movie with a letter grade and a minute review, starting with...
Me.
Cassidy.
Here we go.
All right, Mike, you got her on a minute?
Yep, go.
Okay, so definitely a little bit different than Quentin Tarantino's all other 8 movies. I give it a B+. I was debating a little bit about B+. Overall, I think the acting was phenomenal. I had a lot of fun watching it, and I think it gives, an extra kind of half letter grade bump for the B+ because, one, I love Quentin Tarantino. Secondly, super entertaining movie. There were some things that I had gripes about. In regards to, the plot, but not as much as I think a lot of people felt. I really, overall enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun movie. And I think one of Leonardo DiCaprio's most amazing acting films. So, boom, I really liked it.
Boom.
B+?
B+.
All right, Maxie, you ready, dude?
Yeah,
3,
Okay.
I think so.
2, 1, go.
All right, off the bat, I give this movie a B. Because it was like 40 minutes longer than it needed to be. I just was not down for the slow, drawn out nature of it, as with all the winding storylines. The acting in it was phenomenal. Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio were amazing. Easily Leo's most empowering performance. Like, you really felt what his character was feeling. Lots of great funny moments. But overall, the whole time I was watching it, I was like, where is this going? What is the point here? Why am I watching this story? And I didn't understand it at the time, and I had to do some research after the fact to really understand the context of the movie, and I feel like that's a disservice to the movie.
Ooh.
Okay.
Fair point.
So yeah.
So what's your grade?
B.
A B. Flat
Yep.
B?
Flat B.
Okay, Michael. You want me to
Okay.
count you down?
Yeah, that's fine.
In 3, 2, 1. Michael.
Flat C. Yeah, I'm gonna be that one.
Yeah.
I'm not a big follower of. I'm not a big Tarantino person. Don't get me wrong. I love his movies that I have seen. I didn't realize. I didn't know the whole it's the 9th. I didn't know this whole 10 thing. I just don't understand it like that.
Yeah.
But the reason I give it a C is because basically everything that you said.
Yeah.
Too long, but acting was amazing. The chemistry between Brad and Leo was on point the entire time. But I didn't do the research because I don't care.
Yeah.
But it made me not want to look it up, to be honest. I was like, there are some movies where I'm like, oh, I really want to figure out why this meant this or whatever. Went straight to sleep right after we got home. But we'll get into it. But yeah, flat C.
Flat C. Okay.
Right,
Ready?
Jerms.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
I give it an A+.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a Tarantino fan. I always have been. And to me, this is the quintessential Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh my God.
I love the acting. I love the characters. I love the story. I love Tarantino movies for the fact that they don't allow CGI and special effects and action and these things to cover up a bad screenplay or a bad story.
Yeah.
Tarantino's known for his writing. The dialogue is always fire. The story is created to let you immerse yourself in that time period. And I thought in that tradition, it was really good. I love that it was based around the Manson murders, but kind of a different side of it than I expected. And I love that it was just such a poetic love letter to Hollywood in the 60s, man. A+, perfect movie.
Boom.
Now that is our initial take.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. And per tradition, we're going to keep the video short. But for our full review, you're going to want to find us on any podcast platform. We're going to dive into the story, the characters, the cinematography, why we gave it these letter grades in very specific detail that is also full of spoilers. Okay, so if you have not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, leave it at the video. Okay, find us on the podcast after you've seen the movie for our full review. Okay, but that being said, do we all recommend the movie? I give it a recommend.
I do. I think anybody that has seen any of Quentin Tarantino movies, I'm sure you love one of them,
Of course.
to go watch it.
Okay, what about you, Mike?
I mean, I gave it a C because I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I don't think if anyone would be like, hey, what should I go see at the movies this weekend? I'd be like, I don't think I would tell them this, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it appeals to someone like you who, is a diehard Tarantino person and understands his thinking and why things are done a certain way and the way he lays out the script and everything. Of course, go see it if you're that person. But yeah, me personally, no.
Okay. What about you, Maxie?
Give it a recommend with an asterisk.
Okay. Well, what's
Yeah.
it say in the fine print, dude?
It says,
Bring a pillow.
bring a pillow, take a little nappy in the mid, the midsection.
Definitely.
Pull that armrest up and just conk out for a minute.
Really, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone just wanting to go see a movie.
Right.
You have
right.
to be. It's too niche. You have to know about Hollywood in the '60s, the Manson murders, and you got to be really familiar with Tarantino's work because it
this
is
isn't
very
for-
much a Tarantino movie.
I agree with everything you guys have said. I do not think this movie is for everybody.
No.
No.
Definitely not for
I
anybody,
don't think it's for-
20
Yeah.
and under.
I didn't meet any of that
Majority of
criteria.
people.
I agree that like 20 and unders, they're going to be like,
so
what the
uninterested.
fuck is this, right? But
Yeah, no.
I do feel, and correct me guys if you think I'm way off base here, I feel like this movie is for movie people, right? Like somebody
Cinematography
like
people.
cinephiles, like people who are especially like, our generation and up that are
was
very
gonna
like
say,
culturally
It
informed.
was an older crowd last night.
Yeah, and I think like, we went and saw it with Nate, right? Who's a little bit older than us,
Yeah,
right?
not-
We'll
not
be
that
gentle.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not much, but and he loved it because you have to understand all the references to really appreciate what the story's trying to do.
Yeah.
And so I will agree that I recommend the film. If you're a Tarantino fan, fucking go see this movie,
Right.
right? But if you're just kind of like, just go to the movies whenever, I still recommend it, but with the asterisk.
I will say though, I still think there was like a good entertainment factor to it.
For
Like,
sure.
No, I laughed a lot.
It had
Yeah,
some funny moments, but they were just too spread out.
All right, you guys, here we go. We're about to dive into this movie, but that means that if you have not seen it, you got to get the fuck out of here, okay? There's going to be spoilers. We're going to be diving into this thing head first. Every nook, every cranny, we're going there.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, see you later. Come back when you have,
Bye-bye,
okay?
and then come back.
That's right. For those who have, here we go. Cass, what are we starting with, my friend?
We are starting with the good old storyline.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Well, we're Hollywood.
yeah, for Hollywood.
Hollywood.
That's right.
Straight Hollywood.
I don't know where exactly to start.
Really, it's really hard to
Jesus.
with
Yeah.
these movies.
Where does this movie start?
Where does it end is what I was thinking.
What is the story?
Exactly.
Yeah,
that is the question.
That's my one biggest gripe.
I mean, I
is,
get
like,
it now, but what is the story?
Right.
really?
Everything didn't intertwine and come
So,
to the end like I wanted it to with all the
Mr. A
characters.
plus.
How? Yes.
Can you, for those of, like me, I did not do the research. Can you give me the story and what it was?
Yes.
What is it?
Yeah,
Yes, I
I need
can.
that
I
slightly
need
too.
I need the reality because I didn't do the research.
I got you, Mike.
Okay, lay it on me.
Okay. Michael Harness, my friends in the studio, my friends at home. This is the story of the Manson murders.
Okay.
Okay. So back in the 60s, do you guys know who Charles Manson was?
Yes.
Like loosely enough?
Yes.
Okay. So back in the 60s, everything that happened in the movie is historically accurate until
The end.
the final scene.
Right.
Okay. So, but basically, Sharon Tate was Roman Polanski's wife at the time, and a couple of Charlie Manson's followers, the Flower Children, as they're called. I'm pretty sure that's what they're
Yeah, it
called.
is.
That's what that thing, that
Flower
whole little
children.
commune
Yes,
was?
yes.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
That's a real thing.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Okay, so they rolled up on Polanski's crib. They fucking killed Sharon Tate and five of her buddies. Everybody that was there in the film, in real life, where the Flower Children deviate to Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio's pad. That's where it deviated from reality. In
Right.
reality, they stormed Polanski's place and fucking killed everybody inside.
Killed her pregnant too.
Yes, while she was pregnant. So
Crazy.
that's what the whole story is centralized around, but it tells it from our two leads, which are fictitious characters. But that's what made it fun for me, is that, you know, I knew obviously a lot about like the Manson murders, having watched like all the Charlie Manson flicks and stuff like that. But it was funny because, you know, Tarantino does that with like historical events. He'll take what really happened and he'll put like his fantasy twist on it, right? Like with Hitler and Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Right? Hitler didn't die in a movie theater at the hand of a couple like Jewish American soldiers that stormed the place acting like Italian film people.
Yeah.
Right? That was like his fantasy, like romanticized version of the event. And what I loved about this is that I, for whatever reason, thought that the way the ending would play out was the historically accurate version. I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want Margot Robbie to go down. I don't want Emile Hirsch to go down.
Yeah.
And I really thought it was going to be historically accurate, which in hindsight was incredibly naive, because why the fuck would it be that? It's a Tarantino movie, right? But that's why the end paid off so big for me, you know? But we'll get to that later.
yeah.
But does that answer your question, Mike?
No, yeah, it does. I mean, I caught on to like some of the things, but I mean, I had to ask you last night. I was like, who was the guy that just walked up on the house? And you're like, that's Charles Manson. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, no, I felt the same way, where like I knew it was about the Manson murders. I like could pick up on some of those
no
things.
idea.
I didn't know names of like I knew like the general story. So
Sure.
like the majority of the movie, I'm going through Sharon Tate and being like, oh, like they're gonna do a big reveal of who she is kind of at the end. I didn't realize that her being who she was a huge part of the movie.
Right.
You know, just her character is being an accurate character.
What?
Oh, you looked like you had something to say.
No. I have a fun fact.
Okay.
Sharon Tate's sister
I read this.
actually gave Margot Robbie some of Sharon Tate's jewelry and
I like
clothes
that.
and luggage to
That's
use in
nice.
the film.
Yeah, and I read also, additionally to that initially Deborah Tate had a lot of reservation about the film. Obviously, it's like a touchy subject,
Sure.
right? And like, you know, it's like Tarantino
I was
trying
gonna
to
say,
deal
he
with
knows
it.
what
A
he's gonna
little
do with
bit.
it.
Yeah, so like if I was her and I've seen Inglourious Bastards, I'm
Right.
like, what are you about to do though, dude?
You don't wanna
Turned
put your
into, like,
sister's
a
murder in
brutal
bad
joke.
taste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but apparently like Tarantino met up with her.
She had her on
and-
set.
Yeah, she was like part of the process, and
Aw.
like, you know, he like embraced her and stuff and said like, don't worry, like I got this, you
Yeah.
know, and she gave the film its blessing, helped Margot Robbie a lot.
Nice.
He did not consult with that fucking douchebag Roman Polanski, however, who is not allowed in the continental U.S. anymore because I'm pretty sure there's some pedophile charges against him.
Wait,
Interesting.
Yeah,
the guy?
the director.
Listen
in
to
the
our
movie-
episode on White Bear for what we would do to you.
Yeah. Oh, Flicks and Six Vigilantes, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, we
Get
should
your
get Roman
castrated.
Polanski.
Hey,
But
Shit,
he
but-
was sharing. Oh, because he wasn't there.
He wasn't there, right?
Got it. That's why I'm like,
overseas.
didn't he supposed to historically die in it? So he didn't.
No, he
die?
did not die.
He was in London.
He was in London. That's all real. But he was obviously fucked up about it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Okay. So with what you've just told me,
Okay.
it makes the movie make more sense to me because it's telling historical things that happened from a different two fake actors in the field of Hollywood and
Exactly.
like movies perspective.
Exactly.
It makes more sense because I did not know any of this. I had no idea what to expect going into it. I was like, Yeah, it's the 9th Tarantino movie. I knew everyone was making a big deal of it, and I was told I was going, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
and
we just kind of told Michael. Like,
I was like,
I
okay.
just found out last week that
I know. I was telling everyone that we were
seen,
going.
like,
And it makes more sense. Like, it doesn't change my letter grade whatsoever. Like, but it helps me put some pieces together. I still have questions. Ow, I just bit my tongue. I still have questions, but it does help piece why they're like Margot Robbie and like the Tate and that whole side of it wasn't like the biggest because it was this whole other story going on at the same time as like Charles Manson like stalking them, and like I didn't know about the commune. I didn't know like they were like his people. Like
those were all the followers.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, I'm touching you here. I'm just piecing together that the one fucking hippie chick was like, Charlie would love you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
You're not stupid, Michael.
I didn't even catch it until just now, and I'm like, who the fuck is Charlie?
Charles Manson, bro.
I know, but I didn't catch it when they said her name like 3 times.
Yeah, being like, oh yeah, Charlie Manson. Like,
I had no idea. I didn't even catch it because
right.
I don't say Charlie Manson. I say Charles Manson.
Right.
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Well, when you know him good enough, you call him Charlie.
Well,
and if you're calling him Charlie, you're in a bad spot.
I'll say probably should not be there.
Don't be there.
Huh.
But that.
So
it had all of that. Like, it was based around Charlie Manson and the murders.
Well, and here,
but half the movie was the like fictional storyline of like the Western movies and showing that side of Hollywood. And I didn't think of it like that though. It's coming from Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt's life in that era.
Yes.
Reflecting.
Yes.
Okay, that
being
brings a lot of things.
Yes. This is why, you guys, I gave it an A+, right? Is because I like Tarantino movies are the movies that made me want to make movies. When I watched Reservoir Dogs for the first time, it fucking changed my life, right? Reservoir Dogs to me is
one
just
of my favorites.
Like everyone, right? But what he does so well is he tells a story like Helter Skelter, right? He tells a story about the Manson murders through this completely made up perspective, this vantage point of, and like, dude, like the dichotomy of having a rising star of Margot Robbie living next door to a washed up cowboy actor. It's just like, it's just brilliant to me, right? And so taking this historical event and then saying, I'm going to tell it through my eyes, right? To me, it's just fucking brilliant. It bit so well with me, especially because, when you get to the end and you get that payoff and it's so satisfying because it's like, yeah, I wish that's what happened. You could tell Tarantino's like, yeah, I wish this is what happened, and I'm just going to make a movie about it.
I have a question though, even though you give it an A+ and everything like that.
Yeah.
Were you expecting like more? I was surprised by the lack of vulgar and what word am I looking for? Graphic, crude violence earlier on. Like, we got a taste of it at the end, and it was kind of like, yes, but also
it was badass.
It's a pretty common thing throughout all of his movies, but it's like definitely lacked a lot of that substance.
I feel like I wanted
really
more, but I don't
movies,
think it would have
though.
been. I don't think it would have fit anywhere.
Yeah.
In regards to like the story that was being told, like I don't think it would make sense. But I wanted more too. If that's where you're kind of
just for someone that like really loves Quentin Tarantino movies, going into it, did you go into it expecting that being a part of Quentin Tarantino's movies of like a heavier?
Great question.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100% makes sense. Yeah. I got exactly what I expected.
Okay.
And the reason is that, if you like historically, if you look at his films like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, they're definitely heavy and crude elements, right? Like with the fucking syringe in the heart and the fucking.
I would say Kill Bills
shooting.
too.
Well, yeah, Kill Bills are a little different because they're like way gorier than the rest, right? But like, even if you look at like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, right? Like shooting Marvin in the head, the fucking scene in the basement, right? Like there's a lot of fucked up shit, but it holds to tradition in that, generally speaking, there's a scene where it just pops off, right? Like Reservoir Dogs, like, you know, you see like Harvey Keitel driving in the front seat, and you see fucking what's his name? God, I'm gonna get shit on this, but I don't remember. But he's like bleeding in the backseat. But until the very end, and when Michael Madsen cuts off the ear, which you don't even see, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot. It's all story heavy, right? It's character heavy. So going into this, knowing he was setting it against the backdrop of Hollywood in the 60s, my expectation was, oh my God, I'm going to get such a stylized depiction of this time period told from this really cool, like, Hollywood perspective. And because Tarantino is such a fucking movie nerd, I knew that the movie nerd in me was going to have a party.
Yeah.
Right? And so I expected a very dialogue heavy, because that's what he's known for, right?
Oh,
I mean, he's like the best dialogue writer in history, in my opinion. Right? Like,
it was amazing.
The best dialogue in the fucking history of movies, right? and I got so much of it. And I got to just sit there and stew in these wonderful characters, just being characters in this time period against this backdrop. And it was just so pulpy that I was immersed in it. And so then when the
You're
ending,
glowing right now,
dude,
Jerm.
I loved it, you guys. Like, I mean, but so then when the end fucking did pop off and it got Tarantino, I like, guys, I don't mean to be crass, but like, I wanted to fucking like jerk off, dude. Like, I was so fucking pumped.
Just
Jeremy.
into the toupee in front of you. Like,
Yeah, dude. Like, I was
it
just
got
so
crazy.
excited, you know?
Fast
Like,
paced as it was, like when he
Well, that's
was
what he's good at.
smashing
That's what he's good
her
at.
face.
Yeah.
Oh my,
That's what I
me and
like.
Michael
Dude,
were like,
like,
Jesus fucking
in Inglourious
Christ.
Bastards,
Oh
was
my
good.
God.
the shootout in the bar, in the basement. Remember in
Super
Inglourious
Oh yeah,
Bastards?
that was one of my favorite scenes.
Dude,
A part
or
of
like
that.
the scene when they break the guy out of jail and they just like run by and kill everybody, like shoot the guy through the newspaper. Like, it's just so fast and it's so badass, but it's so fast, right? That you're just like, oh, what just happened? You know, and you get so fucking pumped.
That was good.
So then, like, so with this movie, to answer your question, Cass, it met my expectations because I really did genuinely expect a very plot, very story, very character heavy film with like violence somewhere, but I thought it
balancing out in a nice way, not
Yeah,
overwhelming.
Exactly. Like Kill Bill is kind of an exception, but but dude, the story it just got me, man. I thought, like, you know, and like I said, my minute, excuse me, what I loved so much was that to people that love the entire culture surrounding filmmaking and film and classic film and, you know, like the golden age of Hollywood and stuff, this was like a dream. Because I don't know when the last time you guys went to Hollywood Boulevard was, but that place
I've never
fucking
been.
sucks now,
it's
dude.
a shithole.
It's the worst.
I will say
It's
it
awful.
is made such a beautiful. It looked beautiful, like Hollywood in the '60s. I had no idea about history in the '60s, but
Yeah.
I would honestly have loved to live in the '60s based off of that
I was
movie.
jealous of the lack of traffic.
And just everything looked so like clean and square, if
Yes,
that makes sense.
yes.
Everything was
I know,
boxy, even like
I know what you mean. You said
Yeah.
square, and I was like, Cass. And I was like, nope, she's right.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like
Right.
square and boxy and like
And I
just groovy.
yeah, the whole
and I-
aesthetic was so perfect. And like, I think, you know, and in the story, like, I love the idea of, you know, kind of an actor on his way out. Because, like, when you think about it, like, we're so used to movies like watching people on the rise,
Yeah.
Right.
and then their inevitable fall, like Scarface, fucking Donnie Brasco, like that one with American with Tom Cruise, and he's the pilot with all the cocaine, fucking American Made.
American Made,
Yeah,
yeah.
like movies like that where you get to like enjoy the rise to the top.
Where they come from nothing and have
Yeah,
this
and then they
big movie of a plot to like get where they
blow
want to
it up,
go.
right? But so rarely do we get to watch like the
demise.
slow demise.
I like the balance
Yeah.
that you said though with like Sharon Tate.
Sharon.
Sharon.
Yeah.
going on the
Margot.
rise and him kind of, being on the outs.
And their neighbors.
Yeah.
I wanted more Margot.
I did too.
I
did too. She's
really
so
only
talented.
got her in the movie
God,
theater.
I know
and
she didn't even get a chance
she
to
didn't
like.
have many lines.
But her scenes though
they were good.
were amazing. Like when she went to the movies
Oh my
to
God,
watch herself.
and she was just like
and
looking
dude,
around.
and that
It was
is
She
so
wanted
cute.
people to enjoy
Yes.
like her
That was
humor.
adorable.
And that is why I fucking love this movie, is because it is why we go to the movies. Like it showed movie magic in the movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like seeing Margot Robbie watch herself and hear the audience react and experience that joy and like, oh my God, I'm bringing so much joy to these guys through my work. Like that is magic, It's the fucking movie magic. And I thought that it was just like this to me is Tarantino's most personal fucking film, right? Like you can
It
tell.
had a different vibe than the
Yeah.
other ones. Like he put a lot of like heart and soul into it for sure.
You can
Yeah.
tell.
And you can tell that this was like just his love letter to Hollywood, dude. Like, and one cool tidbit I read was like, remember when they're walking into the restaurant and the spotlights are going, right?
Yeah, and she's like, "What's happening at the naughty?"
yeah, at the Naughty Theater.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, they're having a premiere. And she's like, they have premieres at the Naughty Theaters? And she's like, yeah, they do, of course.
He's like, and they're fun.
yeah, I've been there.
Oh,
right?
I just remembered they did at
Yeah.
the Playboy Mansion something like
Yeah, they brought that in there too.
Yeah.
But that theater where they did the movie release, that was in fact a Naughty Theater.
Was it called Naughty Theater? I think
No, it
I
was
feel
called like the
I missed
Essos.
that.
It was called like
Whole
they don't put the
tidbit.
name in there, but that they just talk about it like when the spotlights are going. But fun fact, actually, Tarantino owns that theater in real life, and
So
it's
he's just like, "Yeah, turn on the lights."
yeah, but it's not a Naughty Theater anymore.
Yeah, I
they like
think so.
screen
What
a
does
bunch
the
of
Naughty Theater mean though?
they
Dirty
watch
movie.
porn,
Dirty.
Oh.
Naughty.
like in The Departed,
Oh, now I get it. You were like
naughty cast. Naughty.
Naughty.
like in the Departed.
Departed.
Remember in The Departed, Jack Nicholson goes in there and he flashes the dildo.
Oh!
Yeah,
That's what a naughty movie is.
yeah,
Porn.
Cass.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I thought you guys kept saying like naughty as like KNOT.
Oh my God.
Oh my God,
Why?
Cass.
Like that
Yeah,
was the
they're
name,
naughty.
the Naughty Theater.
Oh,
And I
wow,
was
we
like,
got that
I
on the
didn't
air.
See that or what? Oh geez. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. We'll continue now. It makes more sense.
Yeah, that's
Well,
I don't want to
Other
hog
cool
the air here.
Facts.
it's not that you're hogging because you're the buff.
Yeah.
Like
No, and
this
it's good
is
to
not my area of expertise at all.
get us kind of
Up to
understanding
speed.
it more too, because I definitely things are piecing together and
Oh yeah, I'm connecting many of dots during just this discussion, and it's like making. I know I was kind of. I'm not gonna. Again, I'm not changing anything in my initial take, but like knowing what I know now, I would tell people to go watch it.
Yeah,
Like the whole preface is like, hey, do you know about all of this?
right.
Because if you don't, maybe don't go see it.
or brush up on it
Or
before.
like do a little
Yeah,
research
Google
before
it
Because
first.
it's a nice tribute in a
It's-
sense
yeah.
to that era.
I thoroughly enjoyed seeing like old Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like a lot of movies try and portray it and it gets so lost and it's not it doesn't feel like anything. This fucking hair in my face. But this movie did a really good job of like making me believe that this is where they were living. Like it didn't feel fake. It didn't feel it just felt organic. Like these guys were like doing their own thing. Like he's like buying an acid dipped cigarette for 50 cents.
Oh my god, yes.
You know, like like all the things that in the cars and the the problems and his like beat up car and the house and even like all the furniture,
cars
just
were
literally
so
everything.
cool.
And the music, oh, the score was great. I loved all the music. Like yeah, there were a lot of good things about this movie, but it was just really long.
It was.
Yeah.
I did get sleepy a couple times, but like it was entertaining, and I think that's like the biggest word that I come up with. Like we haven't really talked about the westerns or anything like that, and
we'll get to
that
it.
was super cool.
But I think like in terms of the length, I think Michael nailed it in his minute because
I don't remember what I said.
this movie is definitely not for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Like, and I
Were you engaged the entire time, start to finish?
literally, I'm not exaggerating, Cassidy. I could have 100% sat through at least another hour of this shit.
You said last night on the way home, I could have sat through 3 more hours.
I could have.
Oh my God.
I could have. Like, I read today that the original cut was 4 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you better give me that on the Blu-ray, dude.
Oh my God.
And I will watch the whole fucking thing.
Would love for you to get that just so I could see what like directors have, like what if they have to really cut down from what 4.5 hours.
What was the actual runtime?
2 hours and 41 minutes.
240.
It was 240.
Yeah, 240.
It felt like 240.
It was. Yeah.
You know, like there's movies where like Endgame, it was 3 hours long. I didn't feel like that was 3 hours long, to be honest. But it's something that I am personally like very passionate about.
Right.
As we're, you know, you're passionate about both, you know. Same thing goes with like Star Wars. Those are longer movies. Lord of the Rings are really longer movies, you know. It's like if you're into it, you're into it. And 3 hours goes by like that.
You want more regardless.
You know?
So.
Yep.
And I get that. Like, I could have sat through another hour of Endgame just to have more and more and more.
Exactly.
You know, or
It's the same thing.
whatever, or even more Harry Potters. You know, I want more.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, thinking about it, I've had time to stew on it. I was thinking about it a little today at lunch, and like, I understand why it was so long because it's a historical depiction, but also a movie within this historical depiction. So it's like the cutaways to like Margot Robbie and Polanski, like those need to be there, obviously. So in my mind, I'm almost looking at it like, I don't know, mini film and normal film.
Yeah, and that like
2 hours of Brad and Leo, and like 30 minutes of like the Polanski, Margot Robbie,
Just
Sharon,
to weave that
Sharon
together.
Tate.
Yeah.
And it's all blended together to make this like 2 hour and 40-minute movie, which makes sense, like looking back in hindsight. But at the time, I was like, what the fuck am I
at the
watching?
end, I was like, how are these people tying together right now?
Yeah, I
now
had no
knowing what I
idea.
know now, I'm like, oh, it was
It
beautifully
makes
tied
sense.
together.
Exactly. Like, I wish I would have known more before going into it, but I kind of wanted to go in blind.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, because I didn't know what to expect. I'm not a Tarantino buff. Like, I don't look up to him or anything like that. But you nailed it. Like, looking back, hindsight is, I'm like, oh, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You know, but my butt was tired. I was getting a little uncomfortable and a little swampy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what I, you know, like in the spirit of like Pulp Fiction, layering a bunch of stories on top of each other is like his fucking bag.
Oh,
like,
he's a master at
yeah,
it.
like Crash and
Oh my
fucking
God.
Babel and all those movies. Like, they didn't do it. Like, Tarantino did this shit first, guys, right? And he did it the best. Especially with Pulp Fiction, Out of Order and Non Sequitur, like Jesus Christ, what a
I haven't seen that in
masterpiece!
a long time.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
we
should
need
do
to
it.
redo it. In Reservoir Dogs, like I said, one of my
Still haven't seen that in a long time either.
favorite movies, and he really is. Like, I think a lot of his movies, also between like Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs,
Jesus.
Kill Bill, you don't have to have too much of a backstory on. So like, we went in blind because sometimes you don't have to know, and the story will tell.
This
This is
was one
definitely
that you
one
needed, yeah.
that you need to have like an idea about going in, you know, where it has that more meaningful touch to you, where you can really feel with the characters, you know.
Yeah.
So
I forgot Pulp Fiction was 3 hours.
Yeah, dude.
It's 2 hours and 58 minutes. I
Yep.
just had to look it up. I was like, I feel like that's a really long one too.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I guess they're all kind of long, but
Damn, is it a party?
I will say, I fucking
Jesus.
hated 2 parts to this movie.
Okay, let's get it. What do you got?
what are your gripes?
My gripes are more than gripes. Their fucking feet in my fucking face.
I agree.
I was struggling so bad. There was like one aspect, I forget where the first time the feet came up, it was shorter, and I was like,
It was
okay.
Margot Robbie in the fucking theater.
Oh
Her
yeah,
feet
when
were
she
up
put
on
her
the
feet
fucking-
up, and I was
the
like,
chair. We were looking at her feet and like a 3/4 of her face.
yeah, and that like had me kind of just being like, can we just cut
But the windshield.
the windshield? She had neon yellow feet, and they were just there, and I wanted to enjoy that like plot. I just stared at Michael's side of his face for a good couple minutes.
It was gross. Like, I mean, that's the 60s though. You
I
give someone a
know, I
ride and someone was
know.
just like, I'm home. You know, just sticking their
But
dirty
yeah,
ass
well, they
feet
have
on their
these like
windshield
little
and
shoes
shit.
with like one little leather strap over it, and everywhere they go, just like throw it off. Oh,
Hippies, man.
I did like
They're
her line.
hippies.
Yeah.
They had really cute clothes for hippies, except the people at the farm.
Well, I mean, we're in 2019 where it's expensive as fuck to look like that.
To look like hippies?
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
I did like that girl. I did like the little building of the relationship between
that
her and
was
Brad
cute.
Pitt. Because it's like they see each other. She's holding like this giant jar of pickles after they go dumpster diving. And then she's like, going this way. And he's like, nah, that way, girl. Sorry,
And
not
she
this
does
time.
I like that she went like a little bit further
she like
with
plays
like
along.
People can't see me, but like
I like that build only to be like
and...
hit with this really awkward scene when he's at like the camp, you know, the ranch. That was really funny.
All of that
was great.
like
I did like that.
the way he introduces characters to each other is fucking just brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Like that whole interchange between Brad Pitt and the flower girl was just so brilliant to me. It was like such a fantasy.
It was like corny, but it was so not overdone.
well, yeah, because like imagine like would that shit ever happen now?
No.
Hell no, dude.
No.
You
You're
don't
not
even
picking
make
up-
eye contact.
No.
It's like I got my
People barely
blinders on.
wave.
If you're on the side of the road, I don't care how cute you are. You want drugs.
Yep.
Don't care.
Yep.
Or to murder me and take my kidneys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking brutal, dude.
What are the... Oh, you know what we should watch?
Hmm.
You know what another movie that I hate to love?
Yeah.
Are the urban legend movies.
Oh,
I don't know
God.
why that
I've
just
never
popped in
even
my
heard
out
of
because the
those.
kidneys in the bathtub.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love those
I
scenes.
really don't want to watch
down.
that.
I
After
love those
kitties in the
movies.
bathtub.
Oh, it's so good.
Max,
You've
you're
never
awful
seen it?
quiet over there, dude. What do you got on the
What are
story,
you soaking
bro?
in?
What are you
The
stewing in?
story? Ah, man, fuck. It was just. I expected Pulp Fiction. I guess I expected all these characters we were getting to
Yeah.
intertwine.
More.
A little thicker, maybe.
And
Yeah.
it felt, it's like Michael said, I was watching two different movies. I was watching
Yeah.
these two parallels
I get that.
that didn't intertwine until the very end. And it just wasn't enough to make me kind of enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I get that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally
Like,
get
if
that.
I had seen more intersections, I'd have been like, okay, this is, I
Like them
see
bumping
these
into
stories
each
coming
other or
together. I
something. Yeah.
see how these relationships are forming. There really wasn't any relationships forming between the two
I'll give you that.
stories.
I'll give you that.
I wish like they would have done something when like Brad Pitt was like having that whole like flash forward moment when he was like fixing the antenna because he like looks over and he hears like Margot Robbie like blasting music. I wish there was like some little.
Oh, I thought they were gonna fuck right then.
Well, that's why. That's why I was like, well, she's already in a thruple, so why
Where
not
she's
make it
gonna
a
see
fucking quartet?
his,
You know,
like shirt off, and she would feel the same
looked
way
good.
as every
Yo,
freaking lady
Brad
in
Pitt
that.
is fucking 50 whatever. That motherfucker took his shirt off, and I gasped.
Yeah.
I did.
I thought she was gonna like look over and be like,
well, I thought he
like
was gonna like
corny.
kind of like be looking at her, like light a cigarette and like drink his beer, and like she like turns as she's like dancing and like packing, and then she's like, oh, hi. You know, just like kind of nonchalantly, and then they like maybe like talk out the window or like from a distance or something. But I agree with like there wasn't a lot of interwoven connection until literally after the fight scene.
Yeah.
Like, that was it.
And I totally agree with you, Max. I'll 100% give you that. Go ahead, Mike.
But sorry, but it did kind of leave it open because of Leo's thing. Where it's like I'm one pool party away from
Yeah, that's
hitting
what
it
I got
really
at
big.
the end too. When he goes up the
That's his pool
driveway and
party.
he's like,
That's the pool party.
You know,
made it.
like I get it. Like I understand.
"Oh,
Like I understand. Like
I
maybe
literally
why
just saw a light bulb above Cassidy's head.
that was. This. I mean, he literally was in the pool. Like he was.
That-
he was
yeah.
having his own pool party.
Yeah.
and he
Oh my
got
God.
bonfire,
Guys.
right in the smack
it's
dab
like
in
he
the middle of the
lost,
pool.
like he found fame in a different place. He didn't
Right.
need to be in the movies anymore because he just barbecued a chick in his house, and that's going to be
Oh, that
that's
flamethrower
going to make
is the
him
unsung
fame.
hero.
Yeah,
Yo,
no,
He-
Brandy,
guys,
Who?
Brandy.
Who's Brandy?
the dog. Oh, Brandy.
I thought we were gonna have a John Wick moment for
I
a second.
did. I did too. I
And
was fucking
like,
pissed.
no, do not do this to this very well trained pit bull.
You guys, I had a thought. I got to throw it out there
Okay.
because I just got so excited in my head and my heart. Okay. Do you guys remember the ending of Inglourious Bastards?
No.
Vaguely.
lately. I
Okay,
thought
so
last year.
basically, Brad Pitt and BJ Novak,
Oh,
they
I like him.
at the very end they turn on. Oh my God, fuck, dude! I'm so bad at names when we're recording.
I have an overt.
What is it?
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me before I just ruined
You can
the
say it.
ending of the movie, Michael.
No.
You can say it.
No,
Well,
absolutely
Michael,
not.
I really
I've never seen
avoided
it.
watching this movie for so long because it seems
Are you
so
off tomorrow?
dumb to me.
Are you off tomorrow, Michael?
I'm not, but I'm off at 3.
Okay.
Michael or
3
Jeremy
fucking
had me
12.
watch it.
You lit.
I'll watch it. I've
is
always wanted to
so
watch
good,
it.
Michael.
It's on Netflix.
We are watching that shit tomorrow. Dude.
That's fine. I felt really bad, and I didn't want you to go. You're not gonna spoil anything for me. Like, it's whatever. But
No, I will not
I
say
just
the ending.
I looked up all the movies because like you threw out the maybe ranking his movies, and the reason I was like I'll try it's because I've literally only seen like 2 of his movies,
What were the ones that
including
you have
this
seen?
one.
What's
You've seen The Hateful Eight.
Nope.
Django?
Nope.
Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, that's the only other one I've ever seen.
You haven't seen Django or
Reservoir Dogs?
Reservoir Dogs?
All right. Well, this is good news for me. This is good news for us, and here's why.
I'm a
gives
bad
me-
movie critic.
It gives me an excuse to watch all of Tarantino's
I'm coming
fucking
over
movies.
tomorrow night. So
We're going
we
to
can watch
Carrie's.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I want to go over my friend Carrie's.
Yeah, but Max, I totally
We
get what
both
you're
fail.
saying. I totally get it. I want to shift gears a little bit
Yeah.
in the theme of the story and talk about how fucking unique it was to show a movie being made inside a movie,
A dying genre.
a
of
dying genre,
movies.
and you can tell because do you guys know Tarantino's history at all? Let me break it down for y'all, okay? So Tarantino worked at a video rental store, right, for years and years and
I
years.
did know that actually.
And so
Yeah, I feel
he
like he-
literally sat there and would watch every movie all day long.
sick job.
And then he started making movies, right? And so a lot of people, like, dickless critics out there will be like, oh, Tarantino just rips off every other movie. And I'm like, dude, that's all storytelling is different versions of the same story.
Well, yeah, different truths.
But you can tell that he's so knowledgeable because all the 60s television and films looked exactly like they used to. And you can tell that that's
and the rollaway
him.
sets.
That's him, like, is his homage, dude. It's him tipping his hat to Sergio Leone, who did all the spaghetti westerns, right? Like Once Upon a Time in America, Once Upon a Time in the West. That's where the title of this movie came from.
Oh, I didn't even
Right? It's Sergio Leone who made the spaghetti westerns, right? And they look exactly like it
Why is it called a spaghetti western?
because he's
he's
an Italian
Italian.
filmmaker.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
he just loved westerns,
And
so
he
he
loved-
kind
That
of
makes
I
created
didn't know
his
why
own
they
genre.
called it that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why is he
I
calling it a
didn't either.
spaghetti
Sergio
western?
Leone, dude.
I thought he was just being a dick because he said it was about Italian westerns.
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I thought too. I
No,
didn't
it's
think it was
the
like
name
a
of the
real
genre.
type
That's
of
the thing.
genre.
And that's why they
know.
put
I thought he was just
Leo
being an
going to
asshole.
Italy to make fucking cowboy movies.
Yeah.
Right? That's all Quentin fucking tipping his hat, man.
Yeah.
That's why, like, again, I feel like this movie is wasted on, people who don't, like, because I don't think it's
Me.
like a less than or better than. I'm not trying to sound like a snob, but it's like, unless you're super into that culture, you're not going to get it, right? It's like when I watch Harry Potter with you and Katie and Mariah, right? Like there's shit that's wasted on me because I've never read the books, because I don't know a
Okay.
lot of the, but when you do
that's a
know
good
it,
perspective.
it makes it like so fucking rich,
Yeah.
right? Like when you finally see, fucking some Harry Potter shit that you knew about in the books and they nail it in the movies, it gets your dick a little hard.
Maybe a little wet too.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, why I'm sweaty.
Drip drop.
And that's where I was at last night, Now,
No, I get it.
let me bring something up, okay? How fucking amazing was all the humor?
Oh, it's great.
The humor was really, really
Brad Pitt
good.
had me cracking the fuck
Dude,
up.
I've
was-
never ever seen Brad Pitt be so
It was
goddamn funny.
probably
really funny.
his best role in a long, long time
Dude.
since Fight Club, to be honest.
Wow.
That's a statement.
I really do feel that way. I
He-
liked
you know what?
him
You're
in
not.
movies.
I
I loved
I-
him and thought he
let me see.
nailed it all.
You know what,
was-
Cass, when you said that at first, I was like, Inglourious Bastards. But you know what? He was way better in this than he was in Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's the character, but I feel like this is
It was
kind
the
of
delivery too.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
This
I
is
think
the
He
character-
wasn't trying too hard. It was done so gracefully, but so over the top, but so comical.
I think this is the character he's always wanted to play.
Yeah.
Because he took it and just fucking enjoyed it. You could tell he was having so much fun and so much, there was just so much joy in
I feel
every
he
line, every delivery, his mannerisms, like being in that outfit. Like you could tell that Brad Pitt fucking put on that outfit and those shades, and he's like, dude, I look fucking good.
Yeah, I'm sure he made that role like his own.
And he had major big dick energy in this movie, dude.
Yeah.
When he fought Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
And fucking threw him into the car, dude.
That was so
That was my
That was when
favorite-
she lost it, and the people
dude.
behind us were like losing it because you
We
were
were
losing it.
laughing
Yeah,
at me.
Yes,
everybody
they were
was,
laughing
guys.
at you.
Oh my god, that I really did such a good job. I was so proud of myself. I bit my tongue because I
You
was
reeled
like,
it in real quick,
"Do
but
I thought we were gonna have a
not
full-on
quick
cry.
enough.
ruin
Yeah.
this movie for everybody else."
No,
Yeah,
it was-
you
it was-
lost it.
Okay,
It was
I
the
did,
perfect
but
moment
I
to
rolled
kind of
it in
lose it,
where I was
though.
like, "Okay, pull it together.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Don't start crying. Don't start hyperventilating."
It was perfect.
Okay, good.
But that scene was fucking
Oh my
hilarious. And I
God.
will agree with you. I just looked up all of his all the timeline and everything with his movies. I'm gonna have to agree.
I just
Yeah, I do
watched all
too.
the Oceans, and I thought he did good job in all of those. Like he's a very good actor. But
he can play any role, but he nailed this one.
This was
nailed
his
it.
role, like you said, Jeremy.
This is like
Brad Pitt.
I want to see Brad Pitt bring home a fucking Oscar for this movie, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't surprise me.
And honestly, like we're getting into characters, fuck it.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt
Together.
have the best, like the fucking best chemistry, dude. I just got
I've
chills thinking
seen-
about it. It is the fucking most
I
magic. The
couldn't
last
believe it.
time I saw shit like this was fucking Paul
Murder
Newman
Mystery.
and Robert Redford in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, dude.
I was thinking Favreau and Vince Vaughn and Swingers.
That too.
Like
That
that kind
too.
of chemistry where
That's
they're just
super
like
good bro buddy energy.
Yeah.
Like nothing, like I can't think of a single like comedy duo that I've enjoyed this much. Like I really can't. I feel like this is the funniest duo. And like Tarantino even went on record saying like, dude, excuse me, I'm so burpy tonight. He was like, I'm the luckiest director in Hollywood to be able to direct scenes with Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt at the same
my
time.
God.
And that's so true.
It was truly, it wasn't acting at that point.
No.
They just had such an energy that they were that role for both
flowed
of them, and
hard.
combined, and everything
Bert.
a part of like that side of the movie overall,
Yeah.
the westerns and their storyline
Yep.
was so beautifully done.
Oh my
and
God.
so heartfelt and
Yes.
warm, but
Yes.
also it had the humor to it where it
Yes.
was like
And
I felt like in the back of a car with them. Like,
Yes.
this is so good.
I don't even think it was meant to be like purposefully like that funny.
No, I
just
agree.
because it was so organic and it was just like two dudes that have known each other for years and like just work together and they just know each other and they're like literally like brothers and they're just talking and it happens to be this funny ass shit.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
like
love
some
the
of the
beginning.
lines are very intentionally funny, but some of the funniest parts
Were not
are not
intentionally-
funny
yeah.
lines.
Yeah, they weren't.
right. But the way they bounce off each other, it was just so magical. Like you're watching them and you're just like, oh my god, this is like. I feel like I'm a little kid, like fucking, and I got cotton candy in one hand and a fucking Pepsi in the other, and
Yeah.
I'm just fucking bebopping back and forth. You
One
know,
of
like
the first scenes, what did he say? He's like, yeah, my car's in the shop, blah, blah, blah. He's like being a good buddy and driving me around. And he's like, well, you have like, a DUI and I drive you everywhere.
Yeah.
Forget the exact words, but like that, I like chuckled at where I'm like, got him,
Yeah,
you
dude.
know?
And I
He's
love,
like, I like driving you everywhere though. Yeah. It's nice.
or
He,
like
like,
when
hops
he's
in his
when he's
car.
crying.
Oh my-
right, and he gives him it when Leonardo DiCaprio's
the
crying,
Mexicans
and
see
he
you
gives him the shades, and he's like, "Don't let the
that-
Mexicans see you crying."
That was really fucking
Yeah.
funny.
Right.
He's like, put these on, don't let them
I didn't hear him correctly. The first time I was like, did he just say Mexicans?
Yep. But dude, the other thing, like Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Like this motherfucker is hands down one of the most talented actors of our time, and this movie, like, I have to disagree with Maxwell just a skosh, in that I don't think this is his best. I should have written it down, but I think you said something like it's his best. Like, what do you remember what you said? Maybe that's easier.
Well, I remember I said I thought his performance was better than Brad Pitt's.
Yeah, but then you said something about how it's like the best like embodiment of a character or something like that. Oh, where we see like really what he's feeling. I have to say The Revenant tops this. Anybody else see that? You saw it,
I
right?
saw it.
I
That
did
when
see
they
that
fall
one.
down,
It was more
never
emotional. I will say that I was more drawn to Brad Pitt this entire time. Like, I wanted more of his life and not like less of Leo's, but like I wanted more Brad.
Like when he goes to the RV and he's feeding his dog.
Yeah.
Like I wanted more of that too.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
I just felt like Leo in this movie was that character more.
Agreed.
And I
sure.
thinking back on The Revenant, like that whole time, it was like that's Leonardo DiCaprio playing whoever. But
I
this
see what you
movie,
mean.
But in this movie, Leo was
Yeah, I see what you mean.
this guy.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay, that I totally agree with. Cool. Yeah, and I think like for me, watching Leonardo DiCaprio in any movie is just such a treat. Like you get to, and this is, I mean, he hasn't done a movie for like 5
long
years.
I've never
time.
been the biggest Leo fan.
Oh, God, I
until
love him.
the Revenant obviously like changed the game for
I need to
him.
see that. Is
Because
that
you-
that's a scary movie, isn't it?
It's the one with the
haven't seen
bear.
It's the bear attack, dude.
Oh, I've seen
he
that.
finally got
That's-
his Oscar
oh my
for.
God,
Oscar?
that was
He won an Oscar.
amazing.
That was his own
And you know what,
first
dude?
Oscar.
Fuck the Academy. Forget
Yeah,
like
no, that's fucking insane.
dude, Blood
I
Diamond.
forgot. Blood Diamond.
Great
oh,
movie.
he
Give
is
him a
such
fucking
an
I was
Oscar.
gonna say, I
amazing-
think that's the last time I enjoyed him in a movie.
Well,
Yeah.
you also
Before
haven't
The
seen
Revenant.
Inception too.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Never seen
Wolf
it.
of Wall Street.
It's good.
He is
this-
an amazing. Now that
you know
we're
what,
throwing
dude?
movie titles, like
Yeah,
he has
he's
not,
incredible. Man in the Iron Mask.
Never seen it.
Dude.
No, you have me at that one.
I mean,
I've-
like the guy, like you. A lot of people like really fucking blow Tom Hanks because you can like see him thinking on screen, right? Like that was like his thing.
What?
Yeah, if you rewatch some of his movies thinking that, you'll see it. But
Yeah.
but the thing with Leo that is so good is that you can watch him process an emotion and you're so invested in it and it's
Mm-hmm.
so real. Like when she leans to him and she's like, "That's the best acting I've ever seen."
Oh.
And you watch him go through those emotions and
was
he,
adorable.
he literally tears up and he gets like quivery in his lips and then he's like, "You're like that scene, dude." I'm watching it. I'm like, give this man 10 motherfucking Oscars. You
That
know?
10 of 'em.
scene in
10 of
itself
'em.
that they were filming, because when you're kind of watching it, you have this idea he's this, kind of washed out. They're throwing him in these roles, just kind of, or they call him the heavy. I don't know what that
Because he's the
means.
bad,
bad guy.
They call that the heavy. Well, anyways, I assumed that his acting was like not that greatest, and when they threw in that scene, I was watching that the entire time thinking, what an amazing actor this guy is playing this role. But it
Yes.
was like him playing a role for what
Playing
they
a
were
role.
filming right there.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm like,
It's Inception, dude. How many dreams did we just go down?
I was like, he is an amazing actor right now playing for these people that are filming him. But wait, like
A typecasted actor.
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I literally was like, "This is the most amazing acting."
And I love the scene where he like keeps asking for his line. And then he goes into his trailer and fucking loses
Freaks
his
out.
shit. That was
Yeah.
so funny.
That was
Oh,
my
I
favorite
think
part.
that's
Dude,
when
he's
I
like-
ran to the restaurant.
Oh my god, it's the
No!
best.
When he went what?
I did
When
not
he
see
went,
that part.
He went to his trailer.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I
she went to the
restroom
bathroom.
during that
Oh,
part.
I was like,
did
he went to
not
the
see that
bathroom.
part whatsoever.
That's the
I
funniest
just
part
like
of
the
the
whole,
movie.
you're done drinking. And
Yeah.
then he pulls out his flask.
He's like, "You're done. You're gonna fucking quit. What do you just fucking drink rum and coke all night? You're fucking gonna quit. You fucking
so funny.
And he's just and then he's throwing shit.
I
and
think
then
it's
he drinks.
whiskey sours.
Oh yeah, whiskey sours. Yeah.
With like egg white.
And what a great piece of cinematography where he's talking into the mirror,
Oh,
but he's
and it's
talking to
looking at
us.
I know that was like, I was like, is he looking at himself? But he's obviously looking right, like
Just
it's like his,
standing at an angle. And
yeah, like his reflection that we could see was like at us. It was really
Dude,
cool.
What a brilliant fucking movie, man.
And I like the like way they were talking about like dress setup and everything. She's like, I got a nice or camel colored thing. I'll just dye it dark brown or something
Yep,
like that.
yep.
Oh,
And they put him in the
yeah.
mustache. And,
Yeah,
yeah.
where like that was all real and accurate, and
I loved it. I loved
I
it.
love seeing things that kind of show the behind the scenes type
Yeah,
thing
exactly.
within a movie.
Yep.
Because it's happening, but you don't give it a thought unless they actually put it in your face.
Yep.
I like how
exactly.
he like memorized his lines.
Oh,
He, like,
that was so cool.
He like pre-recorded the opposites lines,
Yeah.
and then like he would like fill in the gaps. Oh,
Yeah.
that was pretty funny.
I loved it.
I
That
wonder
was
if
good.
people actually
He's like
do
making
that.
his cocktail, and he's like reviewing
or
lines
just
in the
always
pool.
laying on his freaking
in the chair in his pool.
In his chair in his pool.
Yeah, fucking awesome, man.
Pool party.
What about? All right, let's talk about the ending, guys. That ending.
Can we start with the fight scene?
Oh, at the ranch.
No, at the house. The ending.
Yeah, when they sneak in.
I thought you
What'd
meant
you
the
call it?
fight scene at the ranch where he punches
What
the
do you
dude.
think?
Oh, we
about
can
the-
talk about that too.
Yeah, that was fucking
That whole
amazing.
scene, like, I was like, what is happening? Like, is this guy actually going to be, like, dead in the room?
Yeah, I did
Like, is
too.
he going to be, like, all drugged out? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know where this was going to go, but ends up, he's just, like,
I like how
blind and
they
has Alzheimer's.
showed, though, with the funny fight scene where, like, you knew he could fight. Going
Yeah.
into, like...
With Bruce
each
Lee?
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
when
that
he
was
did
funny.
Also a
Bruce
jab
Lee.
at Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Just punking him like that.
I
was
loved
funny.
it. I loved it because I
That's
love
so
Bruce
good.
Lee, but also like, I mean,
Lee.
you know, he's yeah.
Oh,
It's
what
like
was that line? The line before the actual like fight scene had me dying when he was like, "Oh, my hands are lethal weapons."
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
And
He's
Like,
like-
anyone that murders anyone with their hands is going to go to jail, dumbass, or
Yeah,
some
yeah.
shit like that.
he's like
That
it's
was fucking
called
funny.
manslaughter.
Yeah.
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 Oh
Yeah,
my
but
God.
like I love Bruce Lee. I don't want to make it sound like I think he's a pussy or anything,
Eh.
but I just love the fucking satire.
Yeah, it was good.
You know, of like, oh, you're gonna fucking knock me on the ground. Okay, cool. I'm gonna throw you into a fucking car and knock the windows out. You know?
it's like that's cute.
And it built him to be such a badass. Because if you fucking punk Bruce Lee, dude, you're the baddest of the
Yeah,
bad.
and they said he was like a war hero.
Yeah, he was a war hero. Yep.
But what
Yep.
Vietnam.
came in with the like he killed his wife?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I didn't understand
He
that. Now that I
accidentally killed his
completely
wife with
forgot.
like a harpoon gun.
Yeah, God, I loved it, dude.
Oh, I didn't hear about the harpoon gun.
There's a whole scene.
They showed
Well, I
it.
saw that, but I didn't see him kill her.
Well,
with
no,
it.
you
You
don't.
don't.
But like he's holding this like harpoon gun,
Oh,
and she's like
'cause
standing
they
right in
talked
front
about
of him.
killing, and then cut to that scene, and I was like,
Then it
oh.
cut. It cut when he was just like,
Oh, and then
because she was like, you don't want to fight, I want to fight, and he's just like sitting there with the gun
you
like
did
pointed
is
at
sit
her.
there and
Yeah.
never give me attention, and
Killed his wife.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved
Okay.
it. But when they're at the ranch and he fucking the hippie stabs the tire, I was so mad at that fucking hippie. All I could think about was punching him in the face. And then Brad Pitt's like,
Smashed
fix it.
his face.
Right?
Yeah,
and
I
he's
thought
like,
he
no.
took out the tire.
Yeah, and he's like, no. And he's like, fix it. And he's like, no. And so he fucking walks over, knocks his ass on the ground, and we got to really savor the slow-mo. You guys know how I love slow-mo.
That was good.
Yeah, you do.
And then he fucking grabs him by the hair and fucking bam, you know. Oh.
2 or 3 times. It was
God,
minimal
that's a-
3.
Yeah, I like that though.
And
when
then he
threw
still made him fix it.
Oh, yeah. He's like, can I at least get a towel first? He's like, no.
No.
Fix it.
when
Okay.
you're done, fix it.
Let's get to the end though, Mike.
Okay.
All right.
The final fight scene.
So the fucking flower children
Jeez.
You
show
got
up.
redhead, freaking white face,
Yeah.
and stupid name Tex.
Tex. And you got Brad Pitt
Rex, Brad Pitt on acid.
on acid,
Oh my
dude.
god, that
And he fucking and you think like you're like worried. You're like, dude, he's on acid. He's
He's
not gonna win
that's
this
when I was
fight.
like, he can fight, but he's on acid. He won't be able to
when
fight.
he was
right
Yeah.
doing the thing with his hand, when he like started like kicking in,
Oh, yeah,
and he
the
like
trails.
giggled. I was like, oh my god, this
Been
is
there.
fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I feel you.
Yeah, we've all been
Or
there.
he's like looking at them all laughing.
His
and
like
they'll
little
hug knives at him.
giggles were so fucking
And
funny.
they start laughing too, and they're like, "Wait, what's going on right now?"
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, but dude, the dog getting the action,
So trained.
the can to the face, smashing the girl's head into the
That
mantle.
That was
everything.
fucking so.
That girl's head got smashed in by his hand, by a can. Oh, well, the can.
well, the
can.
can.
But then the
how
redhead
did that
in.
can smash into her face? That's what
He
I was
threw it.
He threw it at her.
like this.
He
like,
just chucked that son of a bitch at her.
because it looked all sliced up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it like fucking went into her nose and
It
like
was the
punctured
size
her
of
nose.
face, anywhere it hit
This
her,
was
it
a
gonna-
can, Cass. It wasn't like a Campbell soup can. It was like
It was
can.
a full can of dog food.
But was it open?
No.
No.
He was in the process of opening the second
So
can.
okay, because it probably like sliced her too, and like
It's,
Well,
it literally
either
fucked
way,
her
it's
up.
it literally like
If an
hit her in the
hit her,
nose.
it would have.
Like it literally, her nose was in 2 pieces after it hit her in the fucking
yeah,
face.
no, it was her face was split.
And then he bashed it
The
into
re-
every surface.
That was the redhead.
No,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
the redhead.
He hit
that
the-
was the when I was
Punched
like,
the redhead,
"Ugh."
smashed her into the mantle, smashed her into every fucking mirror and picture in that house, and then into the crown.
and the corner of the
And the
mantle, no
corner.
less, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. And then when he gets
She
stabbed in the
fucked
leg,
up.
you know, and he looks at it and
Oh.
he's like, huh, and he like taps it, like, oh, that's weird, you know.
And that's when I think he was like,
It's just
okay,
fucked
I
up.
gotta
Yeah.
wake up now. And,
And then
That's where the
fucking-
dog is like biting this guy like on and like
I
snaps
love
his
the-
leg in half.
I loved it
And he
where
bites his balls.
they like built it in the first scene with the dog where he does the
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then in this part, you're like, oh fuck, this is gonna be so bad. And
But
then he
he,
does
like-
the click.
Well, he like told the dog to like stay. He went like that hand motion.
yeah.
He was like stay,
And
and
then
then the
he did
dog,
it.
and then he was like let loose.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
I want a
Such
dog that is that trained and that lethal, but yet so loving at the same time.
Yeah, that's a perfect dog.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah.
What's her name again?
Brandy.
Brandy.
Brandy, dude. The hero of the
Oh
film.
my
And he's just fucked up, and he's like, "Hey, I know you."
Yeah.
It's like some stupid name, Rex.
Yeah.
She's like, "Come on, Tex." He's like, "Tex."
Tex.
No, but versus like I am the or when
'Cause
they're
it's
doing the
been 6
statements,
months
he's like,
since
he
they've
said
seen him.
devil
Yeah.
and
Which is actually a line they really said.
Really?
Yeah. I'm the devil and I'm here to do the devil's business.
Then when the ambulance people, the
Oh.
EMTs are there, and he's like, he said he was the devil, and he
He's
was
gonna do like
devil shit.
devil shit. God, so fucking funny. But then the best part of all of that is when the girl runs out, falls into the pool, acting crazy, firing the gun.
She was
Leo
fucked
runs
up.
into the
Insane.
shed and fucking sets her on fire.
Flamethrowers
with the
her ass.
flamethrower.
oh my
So
god.
good.
Like what?
And she just stands there half above water on fire, like, bitch, you were in a pool, like,
Oh,
just
they let
go
us savor
underwater.
it, dude. They
I
let
know,
us
but I
savor
was
it.
like, come on. I mean, she was fucked up in the head from that after that can. Like, I get it.
And the dog.
And the dog, so like she doesn't really have like any cognitive abilities at the moment, but
No.
Yeah, no, that was
so
so
funny.
crazy.
I loved it.
and it was so fast that I was like, oh.
I loved bringing the flamethrower back.
so
like,
good.
I did
Because it
enjoy
was in
being
like
in the movie
the
theater
early
too.
part of the movie.
Yeah.
You kind of forgot about it, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, he's gonna get the flamethrower."
Yeah, everybody in the movie theater was like, "Yeah!"
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I like movies.
It's such a
like
great
that
moment
during-
for Leo's character too, because he's kind of a pussy. I mean,
yeah,
Oh
totally.
yeah, he's
and he
Like,
just
it's really
gets up
hot.
and
Can
he's
you
just
Brad
like,
wears
"I'm
the
gonna
pants.
fry this bitch."
Yeah.
Brad
yeah.
wears the pants.
But I
for
loved
sure.
it in the beginning when he's like testing the flamethrower,
He's like,
and he's
"This is too
like,
hot."
"It's a little hot. Is there any way we could like turn the heat down?" And the
fire.
guy's like, "It's a flamethrower." So.
Yeah.
I loved his reaction. Was like, "Yeah, yeah."
Oh, okay, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, dude. Fuck, man. Amazing. And then he gets to cruise next door and fucking make a Polanski film.
And it was so great that he's like, "Yeah, I fucking torched her," and J.C. Brings like, "From that movie."
Yeah,
he's like,
dude.
"You know my movie."
I was like, yeah, still
Then the
got
girl's
it.
talking through the intercom and be like, "Oh, what's his Clint?" No, Clint is the
Cliff's
Cliff?
the stuntman.
Yeah. What's the other guy's name? What's Leo's name?
Starts with a
God.
D, like Dirk or something.
not
Maxwell, fact check. Max is on it, guys.
Yeah, but she just starts like talking through the intercom, and he walks up and he's like, "Well, yep, this is him." You
Yeah.
know. Ugh.
Oh, thank you. And she's like, "Are you okay?" He's
His
like,
accent
"Thank you.
was good too.
Thank you for asking."
Missouri?
Actually, what is
What?
it?
Missouri.
Oh, yeah,
accent.
Missouri.
Yeah, it was spot on.
Yeah, it was spot on.
His name was Missouri.
No, that's where he's
his-
from.
He was from Missouri.
I was like, that is not it, Max.
Yeah. Fact check better, Max. Like an idiot.
Rick Dalton.
Rick Dalton.
Dalton.
You're close.
God, dude, so good, man. All right, let me ask you guys this. We just got so hypey on that movie. Anybody's letter grade change?
No.
Okay.
I feel
Okay.
good about the letter grade I gave it. I did not want to give it as much as I did, but I like reflecting. Like, I was super tired last night. Secondly, I thought it was like funny, and at the end I was like, what the hell did we just all watch?
I think, yeah, literally,
But
like,
once it's soaked in,
Katie turned to Max and I turned to Katie at the same time, and we're like, what the fuck did we just watch?
and I think
Like, I
I
was
turned to
very
you, but it was your
confused.
back. So.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Katie's back
Yeah.
because she was asking Max the same thing. But the reason I want to clarify, I know we're at the tail end here, but like I gave it a C because I didn't absolutely, in the moment last night, I did not love it, nor did I hate it. Like it's literally in the middle for a reason. I do not dislike this movie. Let me say that. Obviously, I've been like laughing and having a good time. There are lots of good parts, but I mean, you've done it where it's like, yeah, it's C plus. You know, I didn't love it, didn't hate it. Like, I probably won't watch this again for a very long time. But like,
And
it's a good movie now that we've talked about it, and like, I don't know, I needed to talk about it.
And it's just like, for me, it's just like Stranger Things 3, right? Like, nothing, and it's like The Last Jedi, right? Like, no matter what I do, no matter how many times I rewatch, no matter how much I talk about it or whatever, nothing can undo that initial feeling.
Right, and that's
when
where
you
my
walk
mind's
out
at.
and you're like, fuck.
Right,
I feel like it's a heart and soul movie,
Yeah.
you know, especially if you go in and, you know, it touches you in ways that it wouldn't have touched me and Michael.
Right.
Because we
I
didn't
wish I
have
would've
that
known more going
backstory,
in.
or we didn't have, that even backstory of Quentin Tarantino that you have that love for and that passion behind. So I think it can do justice. The movie overall is like a good movie for people that don't necessarily like. I love all Quentin Tarantino movies, except I haven't watched some of them. I didn't know.
Which ones haven't you seen?
I think there's just one I
Jackie
haven't
Brown?
seen. What?
Jackie Brown?
Haven't seen Jackie Brown, and
Death
then there's
Proof?
one more. What?
Death Proof?
Death Proof. I've
Yep.
seen the rest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie
But,
Brown is absolutely incredible.
Why is he only doing 10? I don't understand that. It's
'Cause
just what he
he's-
set.
Because he's just, he's a gangster like that, dude.
I mean, I get it. It's like you don't want to like put your name on like pieces of shit and like
Exactly.
half-ass movies everywhere, and he wants to like.
he's got standards.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
And I think
I
that's
was
what
just curious if there was any more like reasoning behind it.
made me
Because he
love
started
it
putting
so
movies out
much.
what in the 80s, late 80s.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction was like the first, right?
No.
No,
No, that was
Reservoir
like
Dogs.
something, and that was 1990.
Oh, really?
There's one
something.
before that too. No.
Oh,
The first movie he ever did is called My Best Friend's Birthday.
Yeah.
And you can only find 16 minutes of it on YouTube, and it's the fucking biggest piece of shit you've ever seen in your
told
life.
That's a
me
movie?
that.
Yeah.
16 minutes.
No, you can't find the whole movie. You can
it's
only
so bad.
find
unreleased.
16 minutes of it on YouTube. But that was like his first like trial run, and it was absolute garbage. And then the motherfucker made Reservoir Dogs, dude. One of the best movies of all
Sometimes
time.
you got to make a piece of shit before you make gold.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And I
That's
think
right.
That's what we did with the studio.
Amen, dude. I was
this
just
is
thinking
one
that.
of the times that we are just on top now.
Yeah.
Woo, I love it. It's getting a little hot in here though.
Yeah, I'm hot.
Throw the blanket down.
Okay.
It's hot as fuck.
But one of the moments that we used to just sit at the good old Ross house and smoke cigarettes you explained Quentin Tarantino to me one day. Like, I knew nothing about movies probably in the past couple of years. I've seen way more because Jeremy. But you explained everything to me about Quentin Tarantino, and it's such a cool story. I think you told me that you made such a piece of a crap movie.
Yeah.
And then pieced everything together, and I was like, oh my God, he's only making 10 movies?
Yeah.
What, we're at 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And rumors on the street are that the 10th is going to be
The last?
That was my
a
next question.
Star Trek movie.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Why?
He loves Star Trek.
He loves it, dude.
He's gonna. No, he's not doing the one with Sir.
No, not
Okay.
Picard.
Okay.
He's going to make one of his own movies, but like
Sir
with
Patrick
a
Stewart.
basis of Star Trek?
I'm not really sure. I don't
Huh.
really know.
I don't know how I feel
just
about
phone
that.
Yeah.
him up, Jeremy, and get us some answers.
God, I wish, dude.
Tweet
But
him.
another thing that's just so classy is that he shoots on 35 millimeter film, man. And I love the little like when they talk about 35 millimeter films in the movie, and then they show them taking the film out of the canister, loading it onto the projector,
He
like
films
just
his
'cause.
entire movie on those filmy thingies?
Yeah,
Which is old school,
Old
right?
school.
yeah.
reels.
He doesn't film digital, dude.
What?
Yeah, he's the man.
That's
You would
insane.
never know that, right? I did know that actually.
Yeah, it's the best. Anyways, I'm like out of gas.
Yeah.
We got final thoughts. I'm still like I feel like me talking about it gave it like an A++, which is why I was feeling out, see if any of you guys shifted, which is totally fine that you didn't, because I agree. You can't shake the initial feeling from a
Yeah,
movie,
no.
you know.
I mean, I got hyped up just talking about it but like I said, I needed to talk about it.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
My initial gut reaction last night was just a hard C. Like again, like I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. I will watch it again, just not anytime soon.
Maxie, what do you got?
I think if I watched it again, knowing what I know now, it could go up
Sure.
potentially. I thought the parts I liked, I loved. The parts that were funny were hilarious. The acting was good, great throughout. I just didn't really like the journey that
Yeah.
much, but I still gave it a B.
Yeah,
It was a
good
great
beat.
movie.
Cash, you got final thoughts, man?
Yeah, I think you guys kind of all said it all.
Yeah.
All said it all. But I really enjoyed, and I had fun watching it. There were kind of like moments, but overall, like now I see the bigger story picture line. I really liked it, and I just to end off on like a solid note, I think like Brad Pitt is like the ultimate hype man.
Yes.
But without being like a psycho hype man.
Yeah.
That was my only one thing.
Yeah.
I want him to be my hype man.
I know. I was just gonna say everybody wants Cliff in their corner, dude.
Oh, I was like watching your mouth move, but I had no idea what you just said. What'd you say? I legit
We're out of
just
juice.
zoned out
Oh my god!
hard.
I said Brad Pitt is like the ultimate hype man.
Oh yeah, I
Where,
want
like, he's
him
also
on my
not, like,
team.
an obnoxious hype man where it's like, okay, tone it down, dude. You
I
know,
love
he
that.
just like when he's just like Rick Dalton.
He can turn
like,
it on when he
you're
needs
Rick
it.
Dalton.
Yeah,
You
dude.
know, and,
Fire.
yeah, I just want him, in my corner and just like positive affirmation.
Totes.
That's right.
Every day.
He is very uplifting, friend.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Rick
Good dog
Dalton.
trainer too.
Cliff, man. All right, you guys. Well, that's our take on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We hope you enjoyed the journey with us. Make sure that you leave a rate and review if you enjoy listening to our show. We've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. We're going to do the, what's it called? 50 Shades-a-thon.
Oh my God, I'm
commentary
so excited
tracks
for that.
with Michael Harness. Did you just lose another sneeze?
Yes. And stay tuned for that because it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, we're gonna, you guys. This is gonna be some.
We'll throw in a clip of
Yeah.
one of my initial
Oh my
reactions
God.
to a scene one of these days.
Yeah, we'll put up the clips on social, but you
It's a
guys are
little
really
teaser.
gonna want to get the fucking
It's
50
fucking
Shades
funny.
of Thon commentary tracks. It's gonna be seriously out of this world.
Yeah, it's gonna be
And that's
good.
going to be exclusive content, okay? So we're going to venture out into the unknown a little bit and put it behind a very small and very tolerable paywall and see what happens. But that being said, if you do get value out of the show, all that we ask is you leave a review, rate the show, whatever you think, share it with a buddy, whatever you want to do to make us know that you're loving us out there. We're appreciative, okay? We love it, you guys.
5-star.
5-star if you love it.
They
That
do
being
love
said,
it. So 5-star.
what do we got next for Black Mirror, Michael?
Waldo moment.
Waldo moment on Black Mirror. Me and Max got some Captain America comics coming up. So we got a lot of really good content. We're actually going to blow out a lot of comic stuff before Comic-Con.
Yep.
So get excited. We're going to be out there representing Flicks and Six. It'll be fucking dope. That being said, we're going to sign off. And we'll catch you guys on Waldo moment and Captain America comic book. Let me
And
try
another
that again.
feature
What?
with
Yeah, we got a flick.
Oh, yeah. We got a featured flick with Mark Fredrickson.
he's back.
Friend of the
He's
show.
dying to come back on the show.
Friend of the
We are
pod,
very
friend of the
excited
pod.
to-
Friend of the pod. We're very
Yeah.
excited to get him back. We're going to do a Netflix movie to be announced.
Yeah, we haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, we've got one in mind, but I want to keep it as the prize.
But yeah, it's better be fucking better than fucking murder mystery.
Oh, it will be.
Yeah, okay, good.
Anything. I could watch a cardboard box for an hour
That was
and a
the
half.
last featured flick we did.
Yeah, murder mystery.
Was it really?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've just done a lot of Black Mirror, huh?
A lot of Black
Yeah.
Mirror and some
What was the
comics.
last one that you guys did with Mark? Because I wasn't on that one.
I Am Mother.
Oh, I'm so glad I wasn't on that one.
Yeah. It was
no,
fun.
it was a good movie, but no.
Fun show. Anyways, you guys, that's what we got coming down the pipe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. We're at Flicks and Six. Write the show, flicksand6@gmail.com. That's FLIX, the letter N, the number 6. Let us know if there's something you want us to review, and we'll fucking do it because we love you like that. That being said, yeah, Mike? Another final thought?
No, I just miss Veronica.
Oh, I'll ping Veronica.
All right.
Let's see where she's at.
Yeah.
Okay, that being said, we're signing off. I'm Jeremy Miller.
Michael Harness.
Max Gabber.
Cassidy DeWitty.
We'll see you guys next time.